Yep, I ain't doing no more coupon codes. Not like I did before. Sorry. Nah, just kidding. I'll do it again, but right now, they're kicking our ass. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? We're gonna start building this live. We're going, or not live, but we're gonna start building this community more on YouTube. Cause why not? Right? We put a little bit too much emphasis on Instagram. Not too much, but just enough. Right? But we gotta spread that out to YouTube. We're gonna have our podcast. There's gonna be a lot more things too. If you guys, if anybody likes gaming, we're gonna make a gaming channel, right? To bring in people who game, right? So if you game, we might make some game. We're gonna do a separate gaming channel, press that on here too. So make a podcast, talk about health and wellness. We just had a coupon code for 22%. What's going on? What's going on? How's it going there? Danielle Harding. How's it going? Yeah, what's it saying? What is it saying? Alright. Yeah, so, what about the health? Okay, I just did the coupon code 22% off. I sent emails out, so if you subscribe to our network by emailing us or purchasing a product, you would have got that email. Or if you've seen us make a announcement on Instagram, you got the 22% off. Day 21 of my doctor mission. Yes, I was talking about the coupon code, but I know what I was gonna get to. I just remembered. So the coupon code, what that represented was the first 21 days. Let me lower this music a little bit if it's interfering. I just want it to be in the background a little bit. All right, that's better. So the coupon code, what that represented was the first 21 days of the new year, and it takes 21 days to build a habit. And in order to build a habit, you have to be consistent within those 21 days, right? So that going forward, it's a habit, and it's something that is second nature, and that you're not having to put energy and think about doing. It's just automatically done. So for the first 22 days, since this year, we're in the year 22, I gave an extra day. We gave a 22% for anybody who ordered products, right? So we gave us 22%. So our sales went up tremendously and crazy. So, and maybe I shouldn't have done it. Yeah, but whatever. We do things because we are understaffed right now. But at the same time, it doesn't mean that you guys can't get 22% off. So it's like, you know what? I'm gonna make sure that I put in the extra time that I need to put in, and do what I gotta do. Try to hire some new people. But again, hiring new people isn't the easiest thing to do, even though it should be easier, right? But now it's gonna become more easier because there's less jobs and everything like that. But before it was definitely harder to hire people. So I'm gonna be putting that out there. That locally, I'm not trying to hire people off the internet like that because not that. I will hire people off the internet. So it's the life that we're living. It's the energy that we're living in. But I'd rather hire people that I know, right? Or not that I know of, but someone that I can vouch for, somebody that can get vouched for personally. But if I can't, then I gotta do what I gotta do. Um, what else? So, what I was gonna get to is this is the first 21 days. What we do in the first 21 days is very important. And I went to the gym today, and it was very empty. And I overheard somebody saying, um, yeah, they would have to live in New York, yeah, for now, yeah, until we move somewhere. But I was in the gym today, and I overheard somebody saying like, "Yo, it's really empty in here," and it was super empty. And yeah, today is kind of cold, but regardless, right? I'm gonna get into the type of jobs that we're looking for, but basically to make the operations happen, you know. But I'll go into more details before I get into this point. Um, but when I was in the gym, it was really empty. I overheard somebody on the phone saying that it's really empty, and this thought came to mind. Where the thought that came to mind was that I remember within that first week of January and leading up till now, the gym was hella packed. It was almost like I would go in there and I would want to leave. And I went in there the same time that I would usually go, and maybe because it's Sunday, right? But it's still like, so I'm gonna check again tomorrow, right, to see if it's like tremendously packed as it usually is. But that's gonna be a eye opener to tell you that the first 21 days is important because a lot of people was in the gym, signed up, or in the gym or going to the gym because they're telling themselves like, oh, I'm gonna, do something. I'm gonna stick to this resolution. I'm gonna make this goal for myself. I'm gonna stick to it, and they'll stay good for 2 weeks, maybe 2.5, and quit right at the third week. Right. This was the time where the gym shouldn't have been crowded. It shouldn't have been as empty as it was. And I'm gonna go check again tomorrow. And if it wasn't, as crowded, because it is Sunday. It was kind of cold, but Monday is Monday, right? Like, there's no excuses, right? Like, some people take off Sunday. I get that, but it was tremendously, you know, under, right? So that goes to show you, it's not only you personally, right? It's everyone else's human nature of how humans work, right? We might we set a goal. Let's say we set a goal today. Yeah, it's easy to stay consistent for something for a short time. The longer it is, the harder it is to stay consistent because you have to do it. You have to continue to do it. So, but the easier it gets as the time passes on, right? As the time passes on, then it becomes more second nature, and then now it's not hard. It's just something that you do. It's lifestyle now. But you have to get over that first 21 days. And I just have to say, you have to do that 21 days, 21 times, right? 21 different times to make a lifestyle change, right? So 21 times 21, right? So if you do 21 days, 21 times, that's a little over a year. So if you can stay consistent a little over a year, let's say, for example, working out, going to the gym, the second year is going to be easier, right, to go to the gym, or it's going to be easier because you've built up that consistency. Year 3, it's going to be easier to go. Year 4, it's going to be easier. 5, now it's something 5, 6, or 7, or 10 years. Now you've been doing it, right? So it's not something that you have to think about going to and doing. That's the same thing with eating healthier, right? Now with going to the gym, it's going to be hard in the beginning, right? Definitely to set up a regimen, right, of going to the gym, right, because you might not know what to do. Um, you might have habits of doing other things, so those other things might be more present. So what you have to do is you have to make sure that you fight through those urges and the things that you know that add to your procrastination, right? Things that you know that isn't serving you, right? You have to, set that aside. Maybe if you need to hide it, put it away, right? Um, I don't know, try to limit yourself or force yourself to do what you set out to do, whether your goals is to, to eat healthy or to, to go to the gym consistently. Make sure you do that first thing. First, do that thing first that you need to get done. And then after, if you feel like you need to treat yourself, then go ahead. But you'll have that choice, right? A lot of times after you've done what you need to done, you don't want to treat yourself because then what you realize what is a treat is different, right? Like um, a cheat or a treat day is not to you anymore, eating a Sunday and watching Netflix anymore. It's something else. So the values are gonna change after a while, right? So give it some time, and the progression starts to become easier, right? But that first 21 days is gonna be the hardest. Then the second 21 days is gonna get a little bit easier. Then the third, fourth, fifth, it gets easier. Then it starts to become second nature and habit. But you can still run into something that makes you stop, right? Like you might get a new job or this or that, and it makes you stop, right? Like something that changed your whole lifestyle pattern up, right? Your timing. But you can't make excuses. You gotta make sure you just, go for it. So that's like with anything. So with everything, a lot of things relate to back to each other, right? So you can apply this to many other different things that you're applying to, right? Like, so if you're gonna apply to, let's say you're applying to, let's say you're applying to colleges, right? Before that, you're gonna have to have done the work to make sure that you can get into those colleges, right? Then you're gonna have to apply for them, and before you apply for them, you have to, do the testing and everything like that. So you have to stay consistent from a certain point and not let up, because if you let up, then what you've built up before that is going to crumble too. Then you have to go back and build it back up, and then certain opportunities are not going to be there, right? You can't just blow certain opportunities because they're not going to be there if you look again, right? So certain things, right, we can't just let slip by. We gotta take opportunity out of it, right? We gotta take chance. We gotta take risks. Um, we gotta take risks that have high reward and low risk, right? Um, Going to the gym consistently, there's a risk, right? You're risking. There's time that's invested of going there, right? You can be doing other things. You can be, right? You have to invest something, right? You can be wasting that time, or whatever, right? You can be going to work. You can be going to school. You can be doing anything with time. Time is neutral. You can do anything with it, right? So you have to invest something into, let's say, working out or eating healthy, right? Um, or taking Dr. Mission's colon cleanse or CMOS or something like that. You have to invest into it. You have to pay for it. Um, you then, after you pay for it, it has to get processed. We either have to make it or bottle it or box it up, and you have to wait, and then it gets to you. When you get to you, you gotta put it in the, you know what I'm saying? You gotta store it. Then you gotta take it. You gotta be consistent taking it, because then you can order it and have it. And if you don't take it, then you're not gonna reap the benefits. And let's say you're not consistent when you should have been, right? Fast forward into the future, You might get sick. This happens, right? And then you're like, damn, I know why that happened. I wasn't taking my cleanse like I was supposed to. I ate out a couple times. I did this, I did that, right? I wasn't taking care of my health, and now you got this, right? Now you got that. Now you got to worry about it. Now you got to figure out, like, oh, what do I do about this problem now that I've developed, right? And think that, oh, maybe all this came out of nowhere. Damn, where it didn't come out of nowhere. That's why you have to ask yourself, when you have certain issues, what is the root cause of why it's happening? And that's how you go about changing the situations. You go and you look at the root and you pull back and you dig back the weeds out the way, and you pull back and you remove the dirt, and then you pull out the root, and then you see this here. This is the root of the of the problem or solution that I'm seeking, right? The root of it is in the consistency, right? The consistency that you are taking place, right? Whether it's something good or something bad, right? Or a waste of time. It's really, we gotta ask yourself. It's really, and I'm not somebody who has it all figured out, right? Like, I'll tell you an example. Um, well, an example right now is, let's say, for example, I get a video game. I buy a video game. Now, some can argue, oh, video games aren't good, this and that, right? Like, I don't play video games a lot, but you know what? I bought it. I have a gaming computer. I bought it. Grand Theft Auto. I used to play it as a kid. I bought it. Now, when I was a kid, I remember it was very fun, very addicting, right? And I remember when I'm looking back as a kid, this kind of also made me stop low-key playing video games like that. I didn't really realize it, but it kind of did. I realized that I spent a lot of time on it. I was like, damn, it's just too much time on video games, right? I'm gonna get it again, and I'm playing a lot, right? Spending a lot of time on it, investing a lot of time on it. So, does that mean that I have to stop playing it? Maybe for a day or two so I can break that cycle, right? But do I have to stop playing it forever? No, right? Because then, right, you are limiting, when you limit yourself of things that you want to do, you're limiting your ability to, to not manifest, but, you know, basically do what you want to do. Now, if these things are now being a detriment to you, then you have to pull back and you have to analyze. Should I be playing the game this long? The answer is this. What is this doing for me? Is this doing anything for me, right? If you're playing like a little bit, few times, for a little bit, like maybe an hour, 2 hours, maybe 3 hours, I don't know. But it depends on you how much time you can put into it. But is it taken away from other things? Is it taken away from your sleep? Is it taken away from this? Is it taken away from that? Is it messing up your sleep schedule? Right? Then you have to realize, can you actually, right, put in time to invest time into leisurely video games? Do you have time for that? Because I remember when I was in college, was thinking about like getting a PlayStation 4, right, and doing that, but I was like, nah, I can't do this. You know why? Because I'm in school. I want to pass, and I know that I remember how I played those video games and how time passes by fast on them because it's so interactive. So, which, and there's lights and this is addicting. It's fun, it's this, it's that, right? So I can't do both. I know I can't do both, so I gotta make sure that that's not in my house. If it's in my house and I play that, then it is definitely gonna be, room for error. So didn't buy it. Right now, maybe if I went to a friend's house who had it, maybe I might play it here and there, but barely. I did it because I know what it was. Right, so you have to discipline yourself. And did I want it? Yeah, You know, that I want to play Grand Theft Auto. Yeah, because that's like my favorite game, Grand Theft Auto. I don't know. I think it's because it's like I don't know, it's just one of those games. But you gotta limit your habits, though. You gotta limit your habits or eliminate them. In this case right now, I got back into it because do I have time? Not really like that, but it's like you can't be working all the time either. You're not gonna be working 100% and doing all this. You gotta have some fun too, right? And I also, been researching that there's, a whole community behind the gaming community, and there's a lot of people who's in it, right? And utilizing that attention, right? Utilizing that attention and bringing them to Dr. Mission, of course, So a lot of people make content and do streaming and stuff like that. So it's now taking something that might have been detrimental, maybe spending a little bit too much time onto it, right? And then changing the construction, right, of it, right? Some things might be bad, right? But we gotta understand that we are basically the captain of our fate. We're an alchemist. We can change the dynamics of everything. Because, like I said, what did I say earlier was neutral. I said something was neutral, but it's basically neutral. Anything that happens is neutral. Even things that might be perceived as bad is neutral because you can take good out of it, right? So, um, playing video games is not necessarily bad. Playing too much of it is bad. Um, but if you can find the balance of what's the right amount of balance, and then if you can then take that and turn it into something positive, then that's good, right? So, what I utilize, because I research everything, right? I see things and I get ideas, and this is how you have to take things, right? Especially in the way that the future is going. The future is internet based, right? A lot of people are just making livings or learning information right now. That's my intention, to be educating off of the internet. So I recommend that everybody, get a taste of that because that's just where the future is going, right? And then, okay, so I remember somebody asked also what jobs that we're hiring for. Um, so I'll talk about that too. Hopefully the person who asked that is still watching. Um, but let me explain what jobs that we have. You know that thing where people say explain your job in a bad way, like poorly. I'm gonna do that. Basically, what I do is I take pictures. Well, I go do a lot of things for the company, but I take pictures, make videos, pack orders. Um, well, I'm supposed to manage it, but now I manage and pack orders. So let me not go into that because that's a lot of shit. That's a lot of shit. Right? Let me explain it in a simple way. So what you would be doing is helping us with the operations, right? And what we have to do each day is get bottles to people. Get bottles to people. Basically, we gotta get bottles to people. And how we get bottles to people is in every which way. We can either ship it to them or drive it to them. And we would only drive it to them if they have a store in New York City. If they have a store somewhere else, then we ship it to them. And if they're a retail customer, we ship it to them. So we have to make sure that we're manufacturing the products, right? And also packaging them to get ready for local delivery or also packaging to get ready for third party delivery, which is UPS. Um, and that's basically what we're hiring for to make sure that happens smoothly. So we got to contact stores, we got to have good customer relationship, you know. So, basically that. But the main meat of it is producing the product and sending it out to people, getting it to people. So that's what we mostly need service with, assisting with. Um, that's how we create a partnership. If you could help us with producing and also packaging, we can make something happen. So if you're interested, let us know. Um, Shoot me an email at drmissionfaq@gmail.com. And send me a resume or anything like that, or give me a call 347-206-5204, or check out the website and all that information is there. Um, and let's see if we can make something happen. We do have some remote positions available too, so if you're able to make content, right? If you're able to write articles, make videos, memes, pretty much anything, right? So think about it, stay consistent and love yourself and figure out, or not figure out, but define what also loving yourself means, because we just be throwing out terms. But what does loving yourself mean? Loving yourself is doing the best for yourself. But there's a big but in that, because with everything, nothing is always 100% positive, right? It's positive and negative. That can be negative if we're only thinking about ourselves. So do the best for yourself without intruding on others, right? And doing the best for yourself is also going to do better for others, because as you improve, others are going to improve. And our location being in New York City. Yeah, but I'm going to end it right now. Have a good night. I got to wake up tomorrow. I'm already tired and stuff like that. Low-key was fighting sleep a little bit. But yeah, get that rest, get that shut-eye. Make sure you turn them lights off too. I gotta turn the lights off, and that's why my eyes is like going Chinese. You feel me? But also the urbanese too. You know, these. You know what I'm saying? So I'm about to go drink some tea, some chamomile tea, and get ready for bed. Definitely give me a shout out if you're interested. Definitely like to chat. See how we can make this happen. Alright, peace and love, everybody. Have a good night. Blessings to you. Drink some tea, and like, to have a good night's sleep. This is a hack to have a good night's sleep. Even if damn, my words is chopping up. Even if it's for 5 minutes, right? Drink a little warm tea, right? Drink some warm tea. Sit down with that tea. If you want, no, this is what you should do, right? Do a little stretch real quick, right? Do a little stretch, drink the tea, sit, breathe while you're drinking the tea. After you finish, right, do a light stretch, right, before you drink the tea. But sit the tea down, do a light stretch real quick, right? Sit down, drink the tea. Breathe while you're drinking the tea. As you finish the tea, put the tea down, stretch a little bit more, meditate for like, I don't know, however you feel. There's no time limit. However you feel. Breathe real quick, and it can be for a minute, even 30 seconds if you want, right? 10 seconds. Right, just go. Right. You can do it laying down. I would recommend doing it. Maybe if you want to do it laying down, there's no rules. Remember, there's no rules. But you know, the yoga thing sitting down is good too because it strengthens your back posture until you meditate your brain too like that too. And it's it keeps you rested, right? So after a while, when you start to get tired, you're gonna lay down after anyway. But do that before bed. That's really good. So catch you later. Peace. Love your life.